Hello, welcome to this demonstration of the UK Data Services Hadoop Data Lake System. Today I'll be showing some exploratory data analysis of smart meter data using Hadoop tools Apache Hive and Zeppelin. So the UK DS Data Lake has been built in conjunction with a partner, Hortonworks, a Hadoop vendor company, and it's constructed on Hadoop's open data platform, or Hortonworks data platform model. So this is a representation of the model. You can see at the bottom you have the Hadoop distributed file system. Then here you have data access through different coding languages or through tools, structured query language. It's standard for querying databases. And at the top you have in-browser tools. Ambari is a file management system, and Zeppelin allows coding and visualization in the browser. I'll be showing both of those today, plus Hive. So if we switch over to the this is Ambari, which is the front end of the Hadoop system. You can see that I'm actually accessing it through an internet browser, so you don't need to install additional software. You can see that some of the tools I mentioned are listed here. And if I go to HDFS files, HDFS just means Hadoop Data File System. We can see here that I can click through it in a way that any Windows user will be familiar with, and we can even look at the contents of the file there, or download, delete the file. So download so you can get it off your Hadoop system onto your local system. Okay, but to do some EDA with that file, let's switch over to Zeppelin. So you can see Zeppelin is a notebook interpreter, so you can use lots of different types of code. But I've already uploaded the file here. You can see here I'm using SQL. We go select star from geographical. So this smart meter data has two main types of data. There's geographical data on the households, which includes anonymized household ID, variables on the types of fuel and pricing structure, so fuel types, whether it's joule, gas, electricity, or just elect only. Profile classes to deal with the pricing structure, as are these ones, TOU, time of use tariff. And these ones here are about the type of household and individuals or families living in the household. Consumer classification. And then these one here, NUTS, National Unit of Territorial Statistics, LA, Local Authority Code. These are where the houses are located. So this is a data table, but just with a click here we can switch to the visualization tool, and we can see here at the moment there's no data available. But if I get the anonymous ID, put it into the values and just do a count, then that tells us immediately that we're dealing with just under 14,000 households here. Now if I take the UK region, put it here, it immediately divides up by region. We can see that most houses are UKF, which is the East Midlands, and the West Midlands. So we can see the distribution here. Now, if I take the consumer classification, so the type, which basically runs from 1 to 6, rich to poor, basically. Excuse me, wrong one. Category, and we see again it's subdivided. So now we can see that number 3, middle class families are the highest represented in this sample. We have quite a few wealthy number 1s and no number 6 at all. So we can actually remove the number 6 just by clicking there, and we could say remove the wealthiest households as well. And we can see that as we filter our results, it's dynamically updated. Just to give you one more, it's actually a simpler answer, but I think it's quite useful. If we'll bring back the area, and look at the field types. So this basically gives us a cross tabulation, and you can see that this compares homes with gas and electricity installed dual use with just electricity. So we can see here in the East Midlands almost twice as many homes have dual use. Okay, so we can see how we can very rapidly and dynamically explore the data at a high level there. But now I'm going to switch over to Hive to do some querying, not just on the households, but on the energy consumption of those households. So Hive provides database functionality over the Hadoop system. And you can see here I have database tables which show the variables, the metadata here. If we click this here, it shows you the top 100 records. Again, what we have here is data tables. But what I can do here is join a query. So what I've done here is selected from the geographical data about the households, just a few variables: the types of fuel, their consumer classification, their time of use tariff, and then I've selected their kilowatt usage and the day, month, year, and hour. Okay, so we have that here, and we can switch. So now we've selected all that, we can switch over to Hive's visualization function. Just press this button, and we can see that those variables here are now show here the variables selected. So we can play around with these variables by dragging and dropping. So what I've done here is just got the kilowatts and taken an average. So this will give us an average of all the kilowatts in the sample, which just switch it to a paragraph. In and of itself, that's not hugely useful, but if we take the hours of the day and put them here, so now we have the kilowatts on the y-axis and the energy consumption, or the hour, on the x-axis, and we see here it gives us a curve. So what this is actually doing is graphing energy consumption over the entire sample. So that's hundreds of thousands of data points. And if we take the fuel type, so the electricity only homes versus the dual with the gas as well, we put that here, and basically we're adding a nominal variable to the query. And you can see now that homes with gas installed have throughout the day have lower energy usage, particularly in the evening peak. So you can imagine here that people are probably trying to use are using electricity to heat their homes, quite costly. Now this is a mean over the entire sample. So now what I'm going to do is, by adding the month, we divide it, and we now have by the 12 months of the year. And I'll just add one more variable to this query, which is the year itself. So if you remember, the data had three years, and now we can blow this up here. And so now what we're looking at here is the average energy consumption over the 12 months of the year, where we have data, of course, 2008 to 2009, and we can see there that there's consistently lower usage by houses with gas installed, but as we might expect, in the summer months they're more closely aligned, whereas in the winter electricity only homes are much higher. Okay, so this is giving you a quick overview of some Hadoop tool functionality for data querying and visualization. I hope it's been helpful.